Broken Country by Clare Leslie Hall is a poignant and thought-provoking novel that takes readers on an emotional journey through the scars of war, the remnants of hope, and the power of resilience. From the very first page, the story immerses readers in a world where pain, loss, and survival intertwine, offering a glimpse into the lives of individuals, caught in the unrelenting aftermath of conflict. The gripping narrative explores the complexities of personal and societal recovery, making it impossible to look away as it delves into the brokenness that war leaves behind. The novel begins in a country ravaged by civil war. The landscape is one of devastation and chaos. The land, once filled with the promise of prosperity, has become a battleground for ideologies, power, and control. The people caught in the crossfire have witnessed their homes destroyed, families torn apart, and communities shattered. Amidst this destruction, we meet the protagonist Ella, a woman whose life has been irrevocably changed by the war. She is not only trying to heal the wounds of her own past, but also struggling to navigate a broken country that has lost its sense of identity and direction. Ella, a woman who once lived in a thriving and peaceful world, now finds herself living in the ruins of what used to be. Her personal journey of healing and recovery mirrors the journey of the country itself. As the war left Ella with more than physical scars, it also deeply affected her psyche and emotional well-being. The psychological damage caused by war and loss becomes a central theme of the novel, and as the story unfolds, we are taken inside Ella's mind as she navigates the remnants of a life she once knew. Despite the crushing weight of grief that Ella carries, she is not alone. In the course of the story, she is surrounded by a diverse group of characters who each play a significant role in her journey. Among them is Noah, a fellow survivor of the war who, like Ella, struggles to find a sense of normalcy in the aftermath of destruction. Together, they form a bond that is both fragile and unbreakable, shaped by shared experiences, mutual understanding, and the scars of their pasts. Their relationship is an emotional anchor in a world that has lost its way. But Noah's own demons threaten to pull him away from Ella, and their connection becomes a microcosm of the greater struggles faced by society as a whole. Trust and betrayal, love and loss, hope and despair, their journey reflects the full range of human emotions as they grapple with their pasts and try to build something meaningful in the midst of chaos. The country itself is portrayed almost as a living, breathing entity deeply affected by the events of the war. The novel paints a vivid picture of the environmental and societal degradation caused by the years of fighting. The land has been scarred just like the people, and it has become a place where survival is a daily battle. The government, once a symbol of authority and order, has fractured, and the remnants of the military and rebel factions continue to wage a quiet war for control. Throughout the novel, Hall subtly examines the consequences of war, not just on the battlefield but on the very fabric of society. The loss of values, trust, and a sense of purpose are felt on every page, as both the land and the people struggle to rebuild. As Ella and Noah attempt to make a new life in this fractured world, they are faced with the question of whether it is possible to heal from the wounds of the past. Is forgiveness even possible in a land that has been so deeply scarred by violence? As the country grapples with its own identity, so too do Ella and Noah. The novel doesn't offer easy answers, but instead explores the complexities of healing, both personal and collective. The question of whether it is possible to reclaim a sense of normalcy in the wake of such devastation looms large throughout the story. At its core, Broken Country is a meditation on the human capacity for resilience and survival. Hall's writing is both raw and tender, capturing the pain of loss and the faint glimmer of hope that can emerge, even in the darkest of times. The novel is about more than just the aftermath of war. It is about the people who are left behind and the way they rebuild their lives and their communities. Through Ella's journey, readers are forced to confront the difficult realities of living in a broken world. The emotional depth of the story ensures that readers remain invested in Ella's growth and her relationship with Noah as they attempt to overcome their trauma and rebuild a life together. As the plot unfolds, Broken Country reveals the true extent of the country's devastation and the ongoing fight for control. it becomes clear that the war may be over. But the battle for peace and stability is far from won. The power struggles, corruption, and ideological divides that were present during the war continue to simmer beneath the surface, threatening to erupt again. In a world that has already been shattered, it seems that true peace may never be possible. Yet, as Ella and Noah come to terms with their own wounds, they begin to see that healing might not come from external forces, but from within themselves. The journey of the country and the characters mirror each other, both seeking a way to rebuild, to reclaim what was lost, and to find a path forward. One of the most striking aspects of Broken Country is Hall's ability to capture the nuance of human emotion in the aftermath of tragedy. Ella's struggles are not just about physical survival, but about finding meaning in a world that no longer makes sense. She grapples with deep questions about identity, morality, and the nature of humanity. Can people truly change? Is redemption possible after so much destruction? These questions resonate throughout the novel, providing a framework for the characters' personal journeys and the greater story of the country's recovery. The novel does not shy away from the difficult and often uncomfortable truths of war and its aftermath. It doesn't glorify survival or offer simplistic resolutions. Instead, it presents a complex and realistic portrayal of the challenges faced by those who live in the wake of conflict. In doing so, it invites readers to reflect on their own understanding of resilience, healing, and the power of human connection. In the end, Broken Country is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit. Despite the overwhelming odds, Ella and Noah find a way to move forward, driven by a shared desire to rebuild and to find peace in a world that has lost its way. Their journey is one of immense hardship, but it is also one of hope. The novel shows that even in the most broken of countries, there is always the potential for growth, for healing, and for the possibility of a brighter future. It is a story of survival, yes, but it is also a story of redemption, a story that reminds us that no matter how broken we may feel, there is always a way to mend and move forward. The novel's ending is both hopeful and bittersweet, leaving readers with a sense of closure, while acknowledging the lasting scars of the past. Broken Country is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, offering a deeply moving exploration of healing, love, and the quest for meaning in a broken world. It is a novel that will stay with readers long after they turn the final page, challenging them to think deeply about the nature of survival and the ways in which we rebuild after catastrophe.